Hello debutantes, how is everyone doing? We are a little less than 2 weeks away from Thanksgiving, and I know I'm a little late, but I'm going to go ahead and jump into the Thanksgiving collab that is going on right now. Let's just talk about the elephant in the room. I trimmed my own bangs. Yeah, I didn't do such a great job of it. So if I keep messing with my hair, it's because my bangs are driving me crazy. And I realize that has nothing to do with Thanksgiving. I'm just happy that I have 2 weeks to grow them out, and maybe they will look halfway normal when Thanksgiving hits. So today's video is about Thanksgiving planning and getting ready for Thanksgiving. I do plan quite a bit for Thanksgiving because I'm the one who does most of the cooking, so I have to know how many people are coming, you know, how big of a bird to buy, all of that. So I kind of made myself a little list, a Thanksgiving checklist. I made it kind of pretty so that it's more enjoyable to look at when I look at it. So I'm just going to kind of run through what I am doing to start getting ready for Thanksgiving. This video will air on Monday, which means we're 2 weeks and a few days before the grand feast of Thanksgiving. So the first thing obviously you're going to need to do is plan out your menu. And when you plan out your menu, you're going to need to know, are you making everything or are people bringing things? So you may want to make that phone call to your family ahead of time to see what they want to bring. We're very fortunate. We have pretty much the same family members every Thanksgiving, and of course we have our certain traditional foods that we eat, and if we don't eat those on Thanksgiving, the world is going to end. So I pretty much know what people are bringing. I will call just to make sure that's what they still want to bring and how many people are coming. So after you plan out your menu, you're obviously going to need to make a grocery list. Now, you're not going to want to make just one grocery list, because if you're like me, you shop at Costco, you shop at Target, you shop at Publix, or whatever grocery store is in your area. So I need to know what I'm buying at each store. So I will kind of make a separate list. Sometimes I just fold my paper in thirds and make a list, Publix, Costco, whatever. So obviously you're going to need to make a grocery list. The next thing is very important. You want to read all of your recipes, which will also go hand in hand with making your grocery list, because you want to see what parts of the recipe you may be able to do early. Like for my sausage and bread stuffing, I know I can cut up the onions, the celery, all of the things that go into the stuffing, I can cut and actually saute those ahead of time, put those in a container and store them. There are other certain things that I know I can do ahead of time. This year I plan on making gravy, because although I'm not a great gravy maker, my mother-in-law usually makes the gravy, but it's at the last minute and my kitchen isn't very big and there's 10,000 things going on. And I learned from last Thanksgiving, when my poor husband had terrible sciatic. He could not walk, he could not do much of anything, and I really realized how much I counted on him to kind of run interference for me. He could tell when I'm getting stressed, he can redirect people out of my kitchen so that I don't have a meltdown. So I really this year kind of thought through the things that go on Thanksgiving that stress me out, or I may need to just reconfigure. And I think the gravy is definitely one of them. Usually my mother will cut the potatoes, get them all ready, and then we will cook them here. But then again, I'm mashing them and putting them all together at the last minute. So I did find a recipe for making mashed potatoes in the slow cooker. I think I'm going to try that out this year. I actually have quite a few things I'm doing different this year. My husband bought me one of those tabletop roasters. I should be getting it next week. I was looking at the calendar to see when that might be arriving, because my oven, which you've probably heard me complain about it before, it does not have a proper temperature throughout. So I was really concerned that my turkey wouldn't be done. So we did some research and we're buying that roaster. So I'm going to have a new way I make the turkey, a new way I make the potatoes. I may make the stuffing also in a slow cooker. I did find a recipe for that, and that just seems really interesting to me, really free up some of my time, because I do like to watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. That's like a tradition, go through all your Black Friday ads. So I definitely want to read the recipes, look at all the techniques, see what I can do early, and then I'm going to make a list of what I can do early, how early I can do it, and then I'll write that on my calendar, like say Monday, chop and saute all vegetables for stuffing. Wednesday morning, get potatoes ready for slow cooker, that type of thing. So it's just important because the meal all needs to come out kind of at the same time and be hot. So that is important, which also means you need to really plan out a cooking schedule. If you're going to eat dinner at 2, what time does your turkey need to go in the oven? That's important because you need to let the turkey rest before you carve it. So you have to kind of have your timeline so you know everything will come out pretty much around the same time, hit the table hot, and everyone can enjoy your Thanksgiving meal. So let me go back to here. So I did that, call family members about the dishes, plan out my early tasks. The next thing is plan out my table decor. I really like to have a beautiful table for all the holidays. I just think it's part of our tradition, but I just like the way, I don't like paper plates, I don't like plastic silverware. Yes, it makes for cleanup a lot easier, but really you have Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Easter are your big family meals. I think you bust out your best china, you use linen napkins, and you just make it a big deal. So, I mean, that's what I've always done, and I really, really enjoy that aspect of it being like, a real official holiday dinner. So I'm going to plan my table decor, and then I'm going to decide what do I need to purchase, what do I already own, and how I'm going to lay it out. And I may go through 2 or 3 different things, putting them on the table, taking them off. That's just my process. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do, but until I put it together, I don't really know if it's going to work. So I will definitely be doing that either this week or early next week, so I make sure I have all of that done. And if I had thought about this in advance, all the fall stuff is gone the day after Halloween. There's no more fall decor to be purchased. It's all Christmas. So hopefully I won't need to purchase anything that is fall decor. I'm going to check on all of my serving pieces. I'm going to make sure I have my turkey platter. One Thanksgiving, I go to pull my turkey out and start carving it, and I have no turkey platter. I had left it at my sister-in-law's house the year before. So I'm scrambling for plates. I'm trying to find something to serve this turkey on. So now I know you need to make sure you have your serving pieces. Do you have a bowl for your mashed potatoes? Do you have a bowl for anything that you are preparing? And sometimes if you want your things to match, you might want to make sure that you either lend somebody a serving platter if they're bringing something so it comes to match your table decor. I know that's a little OCD, but I can't help it. But really that's important. Make sure you have enough serving spoons. Make sure you have butter dishes. Anything like that that you think you're going to need. You have enough coffee mugs for coffee, for the dessert. You don't want to be Thanksgiving morning when the whole world is closed and need something. So it's very important that you go through all of that stuff. And really, if you'd like, you could put a Post-it note on the bowl that says mashed potatoes. Put, a Post-it note on the basket that says dinner rolls. And then that way you have everything that you need. I talked about a cooking schedule. I'm definitely going to sit down once I have totally refine my menu. I am going to decide what needs to go in at what time I want everything to hit the table. So I'm going to plan out a cooking schedule. Now here's the one most important thing you need to remember for Thanksgiving. Don't forget to defrost your turkey. Yeah, that's not good. I actually bought my turkey late one year, and it sat in my kitchen sink with cold water. Like every 2 hours I'd have to change the water for a day because I forgot to defrost the turkey. So don't forget to defrost your turkey if you buy a frozen one, because that could be a real problem come turkey day when you have to cook a frozen turkey. Okay, then I am going to decide on our outfits. My husband and I usually like to coordinate. I just think the pictures look pretty if you all match. If you've watched any of my Christmas videos, every year all of the family wears the same color. We either all wear green or we all wear red. I'm pretty sure this is a green year for Christmas, but I will make sure that my husband and I at least are cohesive, so in all of the photos we look nice. And I have to tell you, I have been crazy about family pictures on the holidays since my kids were little. I remember seeing pictures of our family like Christmas morning, and the parents, half asleep, their hair standing up in fluffy bathrobes, and I was like, no, my family pictures will never look like that. So I used to do my hair, put all my makeup on, and put my pajamas back on for Christmas morning so that I did not look like a hot mess. I think I do have one Mother's Day picture where the kids had surprised me with breakfast in bed. Yeah, it's bad. It's really bad. So you want to look pretty for all of these pictures that are going to last for generations, so I'm going to coordinate our outfits. And then you want to really plan time in your day. It's a busy day, you're cooking, you're visiting. You want to plan time for family photos. I'm gonna cry. My grandmama, who is my dad's mom, always had a camera. And we used to give her a hard time about taking family photos. But I have to tell you, that is one of my most precious memories of my grandmother. She's been gone for quite some time, and we really, really miss her during the holidays. And I think I get my love of the holidays from her because she always went all out. She crafted, she made all kinds of things, and she always had her camera, and we always had to take a family picture. So make sure that you plan that time to take photos, take couple photos, take family photos. You know, make sure you have lots of pictures so that your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren can look back on your family all being together and just enjoying each other. Okay, let's get it together, shall we? And then, of course, the most important thing about Thanksgiving is I'm going to plan my Black Friday shopping. Usually Maureen and I, when she used to live here, we would watch the parade, we would go through all our ads, and we would make a game plan. Now, with smartphones and apps, the Black Friday ads go up early, so we can kind of get our game plan ready. I'm really hoping not to go shopping on Thanksgiving. I just don't enjoy that. I'd much rather get up at the crack of dawn and go Friday morning. So that is what my Thanksgiving planning looks like so far. And I did kind of make a quick little list of what my menu is going to be. I made a turkey last year, and I found the recipe on Pinterest, and it's the Martha Stewart roasted turkey. I will try to find it on my pin board, and I will link that down below. But I even put what I'm making and then where I could find it. So it says Martha Stewart roasted turkey, and it's on my fall pin board, so I know right where to go to find the recipe. We're gonna have a green vegetable, a squash casserole that my mother-in-law makes. Maureen insists on it every year, have to have the squash casserole. Mashed potatoes, and I did put slow cooker because I wanna make sure that I can do that, that's feasible. And you know what, I may try that out on a much smaller scale one night before Thanksgiving just to see if it works, because if I mess up the mashed potatoes, we may have Armageddon on our hands. Bread and sausage stuffing, buttermilk biscuits. No, I do not hand make the buttermilk biscuits. I buy the Pillsbury in the bag in the freezer section. They taste just as good as homemade. I buy those. Gravy, apple pie. I usually like to make a fresh apple pie, and my mother-in-law makes a pumpkin pie. And then I just put sweet tea, water, soda, and coffee. And this is just a basic sketch kind of what we're having for dinner. And then I made a list kind of what I'm going to need for my table, which is candles, pumpkins, and squash. Luckily, my grocery store still has the decorative pumpkins and squash. We just chopped up a bunch of trees outside. They were struck by lightning, and a big chunk of the bark fell off the tree. And I may use that almost as a container to put the candles and the squash, so I want to see if that's going to work. Greenery pine cones, which is going to come out of my yard. And then I saw these wood placemats on Pinterest, I don't know, a year ago, and I really want to attempt to make these, but it requires like a full sheet of plywood, so obviously Honey is going to have to get involved with the buying of the plywood and the cutting. So we'll see. And then for Thanksgiving, we all know that, you know, I've said many times that I'm kind of struggling with my faith right now. I wouldn't say I'm struggling. I've just kind of pulled away a little bit, and I don't like that. I really want to get back into my faith and all of that. And what better time than Thanksgiving to really kind of focus on that. So I'm going to start a gratitude journal, and it's just one of these I got at the Michael's Dollar Spot, and it's brown, it's cute. Oh goodness, the bangs are out of control again. So I'm going to start a gratitude journal, and I'm kind of like every day I want like 5 or 10 things that I'm grateful for, and I'll record them. And then I would really like to continue on with this after the Thanksgiving holiday. I would like this almost to be like a daily thing. So if you want to hold me accountable, if I'm filling in my gratitude journal, feel free to do that. And then I'm going to do a devotion out of this book every day. And this is Grace for the Moment by Max Lucado. And I bought this at Goodwill. I buy a lot of these books at Goodwill. And I have to read you for Monday. I just want to read you the Bible verse. He comforts us every time we have trouble. So when others have trouble, we can comfort them. And that's 2 Corinthians 1-4. And that just really spoke to my heart, because really I'm having trouble because the people that I love are having trouble. So that just spoke to my heart. So I'm going to go ahead and end my Thanksgiving planning video on that note. Thank you all for sticking with me. If you have not subscribed, please do. I really, I keep saying what is wrong with me? I want to post videos much more frequently like I used to. I really miss it. I miss interacting with all of you when you comment. Again, follow me on Instagram because I will be posting things on there. It's always Dixie Debutantes. Twitter's Dixie Debutantes, Instagram is Dixie Debutantes. So I want to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving planning, and I will see everyone in my next video. Bye everyone!